Alright y'all, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, at least just one sitting in front of y'all and talking, but today, as you see from the title, we're going to be talking about Squid Game. The show that's been having people raving and ranting for about a week now. So I have my little notes right here, so if I look down like this is what I'm looking at. But anyway, so yeah, let's get right into it. So I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, Squid Game had me messed up. It had me messed up. It didn't really have me emotional. It wasn't really like an emotional show that made me like weep and cry, because I don't do that. But anyways, yeah, it had me kind of messed up. And everybody pay me for this. Y'all might click off the video. Y'all might unsubscribe. Y'all might subscribe just to unsubscribe. But Samuel was my favorite. I mean, he was the only one who was realistic. He was the only one who really, to be honest, yes, he did that. And you would have done it too if you was in debt. He was trying to pay his debts off. And he was going to do that. Like, girl, that's what it was giving. I know I fucked that up, but that's what it was giving. But anyways, episode 1, from the jump, I ain't like the main character. I forget what their names is. I forget what their numbers is. 456, whatever his number is. I ain't like him, because he was a deadbeat. He cared more about random strangers that he just met for a day than he cared about his own daughter. He did not make an effort to see her, period. I don't care what nobody say. He did not make an effort. I understand he ain't have money. I understand he was a little broke, for lack of a better words, but you still could have made an effort to see your child. You knew where she lived at, and you only went over there to ask for some money for her mom, and the only reason he was mad that she was calling the other dude father was because he felt his ego being broke a little bit. Like, bro, obviously she would call him father. Like, that's probably the only father figure she's had in her life, because you barely be there. You be lying to her and everything. But anyways, I didn't like the first character. The horse race really solidified that for me. The first episode of horse race, when he won all that money and he was being stupid, didn't go straight home, didn't go buy what he's supposed to buy, then go home and got chased down by the thugs looking for their money, and then he lost the money because old girl pickpocketed him. He got some more money and then still was trying to gamble on the little machine that you know nobody can win. His kid was moving to America. He didn't even know. Like, his mom had to tell him, how you don't even know what's going to be the future whereabouts of your own child. You hadn't been calling in, checking up, and when she was trying to tell him something, and she was like, oh, never mind. Isn't that, if it was your child, wouldn't you press and be like, what's going on? You can talk to me about anything, da da da. But he was like, okay, that's for me to worry about. Like, bro, you suck. I really don't like your character. But even with me saying that, if you do like his character, I don't really care. But me personally, I really don't care. So anyways, the main character, he gets knocked out, goes to the game place and meets everybody else, meets the old man, sees Samuel again, etc, etc. And then eventually they tell them about the games, how much money they're gonna get, whatever. Samuel gets exposed for being billions of won in debt. Oh, got him. Billions of wons in debt, because he be scamming people. And they play red light, green light. I'm sorry, but all the people who died in red light, green light are fucking idiots. Like, it was the easiest game, and yet you still died, because you saw that somebody, 2 people, 3 people got shot right there, lit up like Christmas trees because they tried to move. And just because everybody else moved, you want to move, shout out all people who didn't move, who stayed still. Shout out to them, because I know it had to have took it all the willpower in the world to stay still. But they was hitting them JoJo poses, though. They was really hitting them JoJo poses. That had me laughing and kiki and cackling over real. And I'm sorry, but I know y'all at this point, it's like, bro, we get it, you hate him. But MC should have died. The main character should have died. Number 456, he should have died, because there's no reason he was doing all this shaking and he ain't died. He was doing the shimmy and his ass was still alive. make that make sense. But anyways, pretty much Song-woo tells him hide behind people. They get out, they win, everybody is alive, and the episode ends, I think. So episode 2. Let's get into episode 2. Starts off, they burning the bodies. They cremating, because we ain't got roof, all these dead bodies be laying around. So they cremating, and ain't no way the main character thanks Sang-woo before he thanked the person that actually saved his life. Because in the last episode, the main character was gonna fall over, trip over like a dumbass. He was gonna die, and then Ali like grabbed him and stopped him from dying. Right? It's getting racially motivated because they ain't no way. Oh, so anyways, there's only 200 people left. 200 something people left. Then old girl, she's like, please let me go. I have a baby. Please let me go. I get to name my baby. I was just like, bro, that sounds like a you problem. I don't mean to be rude, but that sounds like a you problem. And then eventually everybody else starts begging. And then Sang-woo's pretty much like, well, if we all agree to terminate the games, then you have to terminate the games. And then they all have a little vote to see. But before they have the vote, they show everybody the money. And money made the world go around. All the people in debt. So, you know, it's like 50-50 split. And then eventually the old man comes around and he votes he wants to leave. So, yeah. But when they announce the money, they announce that the more people die, the more gets added to the main total. Remember, this is all fictional. Nothing that I say reflects my IRL morals. But if it was me, the killing would have started right there. I'm sorry, but the commentary say bodies would have been dropping. My body count would have been through the roof. I would not have waited until like episode 4 until oh boy no. We would have been killing right there. So they all get released in pairs and they blindfolded and they all go home. And yeah, I'm sorry, but Ali's too nice. People gonna drag me. People gonna be like, he the best character in the show. How dare you say that? You should die. But bruh, he was way too nice. That's why his ass. Oh, we're not gonna go there right now. Yeah. And then the main character finds out that his mom has diabetes, and he still ain't really care. He still didn't really care. She walked the hospital, left the hospital, and then he was like, you need to stay in there because you need to get better. But bro, y'all are broke. She's barely stretching and surviving, trying to feed both of y'all because you don't have a job. You refuse to get a job. You took all the money and canceled the insurance. So really, she had no choice but to leave. They would have forced her ass to leave either fucking way. Anyways, so the fine ass police officers looking for his brother. That's not really important, but I just wanted to say it. Ali finally decides to grow some balls, and he goes and confronts his boss for his money. They have a little rustle and tussle, and the boss, his hand ends up getting crunched in between one of the little things, and then Ali dips and goes home with his wife and his child. Then the police come looking for Sang-woo at his mom's shop. Now, embarrassing. All while Sang-woo's mom was bragging about him to this other person who was trying to, you know, hook him up with his daughter, with their daughter or whatever. Embarrassing. Imagine you're bragging about your son, your family member, etc. Imagine you're bragging about somebody, and then the police pull up in that hoe. Yeah, the person you were just bragging about, they are up for arrest. They're a criminal for fraud. Embarrassing. I know Sang-woo mama sitting there like, and then she tried to deny the shit. Sang-woo would never. Well, Sang-woo did. We skipping the grandpa and the main character eating because I almost fell asleep during that. I'm sorry. I did not give a fuck. The police are the policeman asked the main character to help find his brother. And I was like, nigga, fuck your brother. Like, girl, I don't know his ass. I don't care. I don't know him. Okay. So then they all decide to go back. Sang-woo, main character, girl with the short hair, Ali, where's my baby? They all go. And only a few people didn't go. So episode 3. It starts off, this is a really short one too. Episode 3 starts off with the police officer following the car to the island. We see that pretty much everyone came back. I mean, yeah, even the My Baby girl. And the My Baby girl is pretty much flirting with Mr. Thug Nasty. And then he says, there's plenty of beds. Do you want to get into it? How we gonna get into it? But anyways, to embarrass her. But in the next episode, they do it. Anyways, so Mrs. My Baby, she ends up going to the bathroom because she was trying to pee on the floor. But anyway, she goes to the bathroom, and you know, she does like this, and I'm sitting there thinking that she giving you very much. But no, girl, like, she had cigarettes in her coochie. Like, out of everything, some cigarettes. Like, the addiction is real. So pretty much she had smuggled a little pack of cigarettes through her coochie. And then the girl with the short hair, she comes in there and she climbs through the vents, blah blah blah, it's not important. They head to the next game, and Sangwoo not shit for letting his quote unquote childhood friend pick the most hardest shape, pick the most shape that, like, if he didn't come through with that little strategy, he would have died. But anyway, so everybody we know pretty much pulls through. Mr. Thug Nasty and Miss My Baby, they end up cheating with the heated needle, which out of all them cameras, out of all them people, nobody saw they ass cheating. Nobody smelt the burning sugar. But I guess it technically wasn't cheating because they were just being smart. It's episode 4, and this is a very short one because nothing interesting really happened. So Mr. Thug Nasty, you know, Mr. Thug Nasty, dude with the long hair who was trying to intimidate everybody, Mr. Thug Nasty and crew steal extra food. They pretty much stole extra food, and then that's when the first person died. So Mr. Thug Nasty ended up stomping this one dude out. He died, and then the total rolls up and they get more money. Now, like I said, I would have been started killing people, to be honest. But yeah, the night starts and it's giving bloodbath. It's giving flashing lights, like, cause the lights is flashing. I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't understand what was going on during this scene, because like the lights was flashing so much and the lighting was so messed up. I didn't understand what was going on. So I was just watching like, alright then. But long story short, a whole bunch of people died. Like, bodies dropped that night. And then the person who you would be expecting to get in the mix the most, Mrs. My Baby, my baby. Mrs. I snuck cigarettes in my coochie. Oh wait, that's a spoiler. But anyways, she was hiding under the bed, scared. And I'm sitting here like, what's it giving? Like, really, what's it giving? Because you was talking the most crap about old girl, and now you sitting here scared, terrified, because bodies is dropping. I mean, make it make sense. Make it make freaking sense. So her man, who she had smashed in the bathroom previously before, betrays her and embarrasses her in front of everybody. So she got to be on the main character's team when they play the next game. And that piece of ass and keep your nigga loyal. That's all I got to say. But anyways, so the old man comes through with the strategy and he ends up saving their lives. But Same will really save their life, because he told them to run up 3 times. The other team tripped and they pulled them back and then they won. So it's giving Sangwoo coming through with a plan. So yeah, episode 5 starts off with the other group. They pretty much fall and they lose and they die, right? Our team, the main character team, walk into the dorms, and the My Baby girl starts analyzing the whole entire team, talking shit about main character, talking shit about the girl with short hair, talking shit about Ali, which that was giving racially motivated. Very much, if you don't like brown people, just say that. Like, it was giving very much racially motivated. Like, what you want to do? What you want to do? Like, it was giving that. Yeah, so pretty much, I ain't saying this, he was boring as hell, but the doctor and other people who were trading organs, they were trading organs and helping the people cheat. They ended up dying. They was strung up like Christmas ornaments. It was a mess. It was hard to see, I'm gonna be honest, like, but it let everybody know this is a game of fairness. You're not gonna play fair, you die, period. Which, by them rules, fucking Thug Nasty old girl should die, but again, they didn't. So pretty much an alarm goes off as the masked people run into the dorms and they ripped the blanket off the old man and he had peed himself. Now that was honestly so hard to see. Like, imagine just sitting there and you had to just pee on yourself and there was nothing you can do. And that's pretty much all I have for that. That's done. So episode 6, and this is the episode where people cried on. This is the episode where people was emotional. This is the episode where so much happened. But anyways, so episode 6, they started going through the rows and checking up on everybody, make sure ain't nobody sneaking off, everybody's there, and then the next game starts. Yeah, the next game starts. Everyone's picking a partner, and the my baby girl, nobody wants her. Nobody wants to be her partner. Thug Nasty done abandoned her. MC doesn't want her, like, cause she's fucking annoying. So anyway, she ends up getting dragged off, and we don't know where she go. But anyways, Ali picks Sangwoo. Number 67 picks the other girl that she met, and main character picks the old man. Ali and Sangwoo were playing a little game. Oh yeah, they found out to murder each other pretty much past the game. Ali and Sangwoo, they playing a little game, and I already knew what was gonna happen. I already knew Ali wasn't making it out there alive because it wasn't giving. I'm sorry, Ali, but we gonna get into that in a minute. But yeah, so Ali low-key tearing Sangwoo ass the fuck up in this game, and he pretty much gets into a spot where he's like finna win. And Sangwoo's like, you cheating, you cheating, you cheating. Even though he really wasn't, he was just good at the game. So Sangwoo ends up tricking Ali into give him all his marbles, right? Ali dies. I mean, I'm not even gonna, and I didn't feel bad because it's like, bro, he did what he had to do. Yes, Sangwoo did that. And you would do it too for a check. He was in debt and he was gonna pay that shit off. Like, period. That's all the fuck there was to it. Like, bro, I would have did the same thing. And you would have done it too. For a check. Mr. Thug Nasty ends up beating his teammate, and MC tries tricking the old man, but he knew that he was lying to him, whatever. Okay, that's boring. We skipping that shit. Okay, so two girls play their little game, and then the other girl, who's not one of the main characters, she pretty much drops the marble on purpose, ends up dying. Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I ain't ship them like that. It was just something like, I didn't really ship them like that. Like, I know a lot of people are shipping them and saying they would have been cute together, but I don't know. It was what it was. It was giving, but to me, it wasn't giving a ship. Y'all can ship it if y'all want to. I personally just doesn't. Right? So the MC obviously wins the game with the old man, and then the old man dies. Right? We'll figure that out later. Okay. Now this is a long one. This one's about 3 or 4 pages, so I suggest that y'all get in for this one. The video already damn near 20 minutes long, but this one's a long one. Okay, so it starts off with Ali getting buried. I mean, that's sad, I guess. Like I said, he really wasn't doing it for me as a character. Like, yeah, sure, he was nice, but that's low-key his own fault that he died. Like, I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. Anyways, we skipping some stuff, but they end up in the dorms. They eating pure potatoes, no salt, no vinegar, not potato, like just pure potatoes, cooked potatoes. I don't know if they was raw or cooked, either way they eating pure potatoes. MC feeling bad because the old man died because of him, and Sangwoo pretty much says, you don't even know them niggas. Like, I don't understand why you feel bad. Like, you should not feel bad. You didn't know them niggas. That's it, okay? And that actually makes fucking sense. Like, you did not know them people. Why are you crying over somebody who you barely even knew? You didn't even know that nigga's name. Like, you barely even knew his name before he died. So, anyways, the guy who lost his wife, because somebody had to play against their wife, and they started crying and dying. The guy who lost his wife was trying to fucking, like, tell everybody to convince him to terminate the games. I'm like, bro, first of all, y'all came way too far. And secondly, you and her both chose to came back. Both of y'all chose to came back. So that's your own problem. That's your own fucking fault she died. I really don't feel bad for nobody who died because y'all chose came back. Y'all came there the first time. Okay, I can understand it. Not your fault if you ended up dying. But you came the second time knowing they were slaughtering people if they couldn't pass the games, right? Then the VIPs come rolling through. And honestly, it was what I was expecting. A whole bunch of white people. I didn't see a single POC up in them VIPs. I don't know whether to celebrate or whether to be like, damn, I don't know. But anyways, it's nighttime and the fucking Christian nigga, he praying, and the guy with the wife, he ends up offing himself, right? The police guy steals one of the servers' uniforms, and they come get the number 69's body to start the next game. Number 69 was the person who had the wife. And this country bumpkin ass, yee ass VIP calls one of the servers over, who gives him a drink. The masked guy reveals to the next game, and they all pick vests, yada yada. So pretty much the next game they had to go and pick vests. The vests were like 1 through 16, and they had to pick vests, right? All while the VIPs watched. The police niggas still taking pictures. Like, what's the point? Like what is a small little police force gonna do against all these people with money? Like, even if they went to jail for something, they have so much money, they would just get out immediately. Anyway, so the VIP spectating this shit like it's a game of golf. Like, they making observations, making little comments, and I'm like, bro, these is real precious lives that's getting wasted out here. But anyways, some random conveniently asked the main character to switch out his vest. Like, hey, I want to be number 1 because I've always been a coward, and da-da-da-da, like, just random stuff. Anyways, so they introduced the game, and it's like a game where you have to walk across the little bridge, and one of the pieces of glass is tempered, one of the pieces of glass is normal glass. So if you step on the regular glass, you're gonna fucking fall through and die, right? The yee VIP demands another drink and tells the server to sit down, and I knew what was gonna happen. Like, bro, I done seen this trope too many times. I already knew what was gonna happen, bro, because it was already giving fetishization. Like, I know I'm probably reaching a little bit, but it was giving very much fetishization. But anyways, we go back to the game, and the first guy is scared until Thug Nasty forces him to go before he dies. Like, you better go or I'm gonna kill you. The VIP starts getting close with the server. The game keeps going. Mr. Math is calculating the tiles, and he gets pretty far. Like, he really helped the people in the back. Like, he really helped y'all. He got like 5 or 6 tiles. So RIP that man. Like, he's the only one. We're not gonna say that. But anyways, but they all confused in the order, and I'm like, bro, your life is on the line, and you can't even pay attention to what the order was. Your life is on the line. If it was me, I would have been, okay, left, right, left. Like, I would have been paying attention, but how did y'all not remember the order? Like, But anyways, the yee nigga tells the server to take his mask off, and Mr. Holy Baptist stops right in the middle to pray for the millionth time. Oh my mama, if it was me, I would have pushed him. As soon as he got down on his knees to pray, he would have been falling, because there ain't no way. He wasted buku time just sitting there. If somebody pushes, I think Thug Nasty had pushed the guy that was in front of him, who was behind the praying guy, and the extra nigga, he dies, and Mr. Baptist is still on there. He picks another tile, and then on the next one he falls. So then it's Mr. Thug Nasty's turn to pick, and I was waiting for this, but he was so scared, but trying to play it off like big man, like, I'm not picking the next one. Y'all come over here and pick the next one now, or we're all just gonna sit here and die. But anyways, we go back to the VIP. VIP still trying to take the old boy mask off, and it was the policeman the whole time. Policeman's like, let's go somewhere more private, da da da. They was gonna, I couldn't do it. And Thug Nasty still playing the game. So the VIP takes off old boy's mask, and that's not a face that should be behind a mask. And I agree. Let me stop. This is not the but I agree. He's really fucking attractive. But anyways, he takes off his robe, and Netflix, I'll be honest with you, you've had some up and downs, but we ain't need to see that. We ain't need to see that. We ain't need to see it. Netflix, we did not need to see this nigga's ass cheeks from the back. We didn't need to see that. From the front, go to the back. We did not need to see that, Netflix. And then he said, and then the dude said, EVIP said to the masked man, he said, if you give, Wait, if you satisfy me in 5 minutes, I'll change your life. Promise you I'll change your life. Just let me freak you. Cause why was it given that? But I'm sorry, I should not make a joke. But anyway, then the policeman pretty much grabs his nuts and twists them, and he's like, if you satisfy me in 5 minutes, then I might let you live. And that was on period. But anyways, so we go into the game, and then my baby girl pushes the other guy who's behind Thug Nasty, and then she pretty much talk her shit, yada yada, and then she gets in front of him, she wraps her arms around him, and then she leans back and she falls, and she killed both of them. And it was really giving what it was supposed to give. Like, it was really giving what it was supposed to give. Like, that's how I wanted him to die, and that's perfectly, like she said, bro, if you defy me, you're gonna die. And she killed both of them. I guess the baby ain't never gonna have no name. Anyway, so pretty much there was this glass factory worker the whole time who could tell the difference between the tempered glass and the other glass. And then he waited to tell everybody until like there was only a couple of them left. And then of course like the main character is kind of pissed off, like why would you wait till everybody? Buku people have died and you sitting here just playing games. And I'm like, bro, he does not owe y'all shit. Unlike you, he's actually pretty smart. Because like after he told everybody he could tell the difference, the VIPs got onto that shit and they cut that shit off, they shut that shit down, and they were back to square one. And then it was like just one little piece of glass that was left that they had to go through. So it was like he really could have had a 50-50 chance, but he ends up falling through, dying, and the last three, Songwoo, the main character, and number 67, I think it was, they end up making it. And it's just like, the last three make it, and then the glass explodes, and they end up getting like cut, right? Like, and I'm gonna be honest, that scene of them getting cut was so freaking cool. Like, you could see it slowly going through and cutting their skin. And with the police officer, I'm not going through the rest of his story because it's quite frankly boring, and I just don't feel like it. I'm not going through the rest of that. I really don't feel like it. Episode 8. Sangwoo body count is at +1 because I forgot to say it, but in the last episode he had pushed the glass maker to hurry up and make a decision because they only had like 30 seconds left to get across. So he had went ahead and pushed the glass maker because he was taking way too long to make the decision. So Sangwoo, he has he has like 2 bodies at this point, as he should. It really should be more, to be honest. But anyways, they get it laid back and somebody bleeding heavy, and we find out that it was the girl because she had a piece of glass like in her stomach or whatever. MC, being the little social justice warrior he is, he goes to confront Sangwoo, and then they pretty much get into a little debacle for pushing him, and Sangwoo pretty much is like, it is what it is. Like, he's dead already, why do you care so much, and this is why you're such a fucking failure, because you're too nice, da da da. And I agree. The guards give them new outfits, which pretty much turns out to be a suit because they're gonna play their last little game. And we found out the girl had a piece of glass, which, like I said, she wraps it up and then goes to change her little suit. And I'm glad they gave them all suits. I'm glad they gave them all suits. And they didn't give the girl a dress or a skirt. I'm glad they gave them all suits. They was looking all dapper. They all had the same outfit. It looked good. I'm glad that that was what happened. Because I would have been pissed as hell if they gave her a dress. Because why the fuck you give her a dress, right? But anyways, the 3 finalists, they get to a table. And it's like a triangle-shaped table. And they finna have, very much, quite frankly, their last meal. And I would have been like, bro, can I get some more? Like, we've been starving for pretty much a couple days, only living off potatoes, eggs, and corn, and soda and water, and milk. And you gonna feed me this tiny little fucking steak with some vegetables on the side and a glass of wine? Like, girl, no. I would have been like, can we get some KFC? Can we get some Wendy's? Can we get some Popeyes? Can we get something unhealthy? Like, what's with the fucking stuff? Can we get some crab legs and lobster? Like, girl, even people on death row, they get a better damn last meal than that. They was acting like children and fucking racing each other to eat. Sangwoo was cutting his and putting it in his mouth, and I'm sitting here like, bro, we as grown ass men, why the fuck are we racing each other to finish our food like children? If it was me, and I don't know if this would have made a difference. I really don't know if this would have made a difference, but I would have been trying to eat my food slow as hell. I would have just been like eating it so slow, but I guess after one person finished, they all supposed to be finished. But anyways, so they left each one of them a little knife so that when they go back in the dorms, they could probably go and kill each other. They left each one of them a knife. And if it was me, I would have thrown it straight at somebody's head. As soon as they put that in front of me, oh, fling, throw it at the next person and move on. Because ain't no way I would have sat there and waited and gave somebody else the opportunity to kill me. No, they all go back in the dorms with their knives, and the main character talks to the girl as she's pretty much dying. Like, anybody could tell she was pretty much passing away, which it was really sad. I'm not gonna say I didn't care, but like it was really sad because I really did like her character, and I really did want her to get home to her brother. Like, I really did want her to see her brother and them to be together, for them to have their mom and for them to be happy. But it is what it is. So the main character goes there to kill Sangwoo, but his stupid ass, he stops because the girl is like, hey, that's not you, don't do it. Bro, this is a life or death situation. I will hope that you're not acting regular. I would hope that you're not just being nice to be nice, like Ali stupid ass. Then the girl starts to get worse. Like, she starts to fucking, like, bro, she started to really fucking actually die. So the main character, stupid ass, he leaves her side and he goes over and starts banging on the door. Open up, she's sick, open up, open up. And I'm like, bro, they don't give a fuck, right? The point is for them to die. Like, they do not care. So they eventually end up opening the door, but it's not to give her some kind of medical help and attention. It's to bring one of them damn Christmas boxes over there because somebody died. And ooh, guess who it was? Guess who it was? Guess who? It was the girl, because Sangwoo standing over her, hovering over her bed, and it turns out that the Sangwoo went over there and slit the girl's throat. Now, I'm gonna be quite honest and quite frank. It is what it is. I mean, MC, you dumb for leaving her right there anyways, knowing that we got a certified killer over there. So Sangwoo body count is now +3. +3, as it should, period. So MC and main character get into a little fight, or they try to, but it gets broken up because they both get knocked the fuck out by guns. And then episode 9, the final and last episode, it starts off with the little Squid Game on the triangle, circle, and the squares on the ground. The Squid Game. It starts off with that, and the last game gets announced, and blah blah blah. They both go to play, and they start reminiscing about the past, right? They pretty much talking about the past when they were kids and blah blah blah. We don't care about that. Then it starts to rain, and I'm like, bro, they really had to do this. They really had to make it so dramatic. But I understand they had to make it dramatic because they could. It's the final countdown. It's the final game, right? And then Sangwoo was like, she was gonna fucking die anyways, which that's true. Like, she was gonna die because there's no way. She had glass in her stomach. She was already passing out, dozing off. There was no way that she could have played the Squid Game with them and been able to hold up. Like, she really was gonna die anyway. So he really put her out of her misery, right? And then they have a little fight. And I'm gonna be honest with you. MC was low-key whipping the shit out of Sangwoo, right? But then Sangwoo gets on top of him and starts choking him out, as he should with his little jacket or whatever. The main character gets ready to kill Sangwoo, but he stabs the knife down, and he stabs it down into the ground on the side of Sangwoo's face. Don't actually kill Sangwoo. Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It didn't make no sense. Like, he just killed somebody who you apparently really like. You know he's a certified murderer. Like, why do you care if he died or not? Right? So pretty much, main character dumbass goes up to the guy and he's like, I don't want to fight anymore. Can we please stop this? If we both agree to turn over the game, we can just stop and nobody gets the money. And I'm like, bro, y'all have come way too far. It's the last game. You're literally one arm motion away from victory, and you just chose to waste it. Why? Seriously, bro. So anyways, Sangwoo pretty much gets the knife and he goes like, and he off himself. And I was shocked because out of all people, I would not have expected Sangwoo to do that. Like, you two have came way too far just to die by offing yourself. And I guess at the same time he understood like it really wasn't gonna end. You know what I'm saying? I guess at the end of the day he really ain't want to kill his friend or whatever. But that really ain't really made no sense to me. So the main character, he goes home, he gets the money, and he finds out that his mom's dead. And then a year passes, and he's still living like a bum, bro. He's still out here borrowing money. He's still out here just being a bum. And I'm like, bro, I understand it's like blood money. I understand it's like we kill a lot of people to get this money. It's blood on our hands money. But at the end of the day, you could still use it out of respect for those people who couldn't have won. Like, and I looked it up, and like 44 billion won is only like $38 million. So it's not even really that much when you think about it in terms of American money. But it's still a little, do some investing and generational wealth. Go see your daughter, stuff like that. But anyways, we found out that the grandpa was behind the game, which honestly, I couldn't really guess that, but fuck it. We're not going through that whole little ending scene because I was falling asleep doing that shit. I'm not even gonna lie with you. I was falling asleep. But anyways, so the main character, he goes to a little hair salon and he gets this boy band ass haircut, bro. He gets this fucking, I'm gonna sing to you. I have millions upon millions of stands who will murder you if you say you don't like me. This little red black auntie cut. He got the little long cut in the front with the, okay, Annie. Like, okay, Annie. Period. Anyways, so yeah. Then he goes and finds the girl's little brother, number 67 little brother. And he pretty much, like, hands him over to Sangwoo's mom. And I'm like, bro, what was the point of that? Like, was it just like, oh yeah, your son died because of me, pretty much, so I'ma just give you another start over kid? Like, Sangwoo's mom looks old. Sangwoo, like, he probably could have been in his 30s, right? And then Sangwoo's mom probably looks like she probably in her 60s, 70s and up. Like, why would you provide this old lady with this, like, I don't know, probably 10-year-old? Like, you think she'll, anyways. So he leaves a suitcase with money and pretty much said, this is for Sangwoo. I assume it was like half of the money. So whatever half of 44 billion won is, it was like half of that money. And she gave it to them so they could live good, close the shop, live good, etc. Right? Which that was a really nice thing to do. That was a really nice thing to do. And I don't have nothing to say about that. But yeah. But the person who I feel bad the most for is not Ali. It's not really Ali's family. It's not really, you know, Sangwoo, not really Sangwoo's mom, not really the main character's mom. Definitely the fuck not the main character. But I feel the most bad for Chol, number 67's little brother. Because imagine that your sister tells you that your parents are going to get reunited and you have to live in this home. And then a year goes by and you pretty much did get fucking abandoned. Then some random person you don't even know comes through, takes you, and tells you, oh yeah, your sister pretty much died. I used to be her friend. I know her. And you get dumped off with this totally random lady. Like, yeah, the money, the gifts that the lady's probably gonna buy for the child, the nice house, the nice car, the nice food, everything, probably gonna soften the blow a little bit. But at the same time, he's a kid. He don't know the value of money. He would probably much rather have his dad, his mom, and his sister back, to be honest. But anyway, so the main character on his way to America, he calls his daughter and he's like, hey, I got a gift for you. It's a surprise. I can't spoil it. And I'm sitting here thinking, finally, for once, he actually cares about his daughter's going to go see her, right? So, of course, he sees somebody else playing the game he played that eventually led him to getting to the Squid Game. And he tries to stop it. He steals the card, calls the number, and they recognize his ass. And they're like, just shut the fuck up and get your ass in that plane, nigga. And of fucking course, he turns around and doesn't get on the plane. That's what pissed me off. But at the end of the day, it's Netflix. I understand. They had to have a season 2. So he turns around and I'm like, bro, you're not the only one to try to take down this organization. You're not. Because, oh boy, the policeman, he got killed by his own brother. Like, imagine Imagine you going through all this shit, having a look at this random yee ass nigga dick, just to fucking be killed by your own brother. But anyways, you're not gonna stop nothing. Policemen already tried. You're not gonna stop nothing, at least not by yourself. Like, bro, at the end of the day, this has been going on for years, decades. You're not gonna stop it, and you would rather sit here and try to save the lives of completely random people who you don't even know than just spend maybe a week with your daughter who hasn't heard from you, haven't even probably heard from you in a year. Let's be honest here. The call that he called to tell her he was coming to America was probably the first time he heard from her, the first time she heard from him. So yeah, the main character's a piece of shit. He has no redeeming qualities. I really don't care. But yeah, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed this little review. I mean, sorry if I was rambling, ranting, shit ain't make no sense, but yeah. I appreciate y'all support. Sorry I've been posting in a little while. I'm gonna really try to get more serious about this stuff and provide y'all with content every once in a while. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and bye. Oxy out, period.